This is the 1992-93 Skybox Draft Picks, number 2, Alonzo Mourning. Back in 1990-91, both Hoops and Skybox, they included the lottery picks in their base sets. And this was one of the first times ever that collectors could find current year rookies in the base sets. Now the next year, both companies included the draft picks in their base set once again, but these sets were becoming too large. I mean, you had 590 cards for Hoops and 659 for Skybox. Now what you're looking at here is the following year, 1992-93. And this year, Skybox realized that certain cards would be more exciting as insert sets rather than subsets. They'd be a bit more limited and harder to find, and the base sets then would become more manageable for collectors. That's what happened with this draft pick set. They were only inserted 1 in 8 packs. It made for about 75,000 sets. So not exactly limited by today's standards, but definitely more rare than other early 90s junk wax. And they were distributed to keep collectors buying. You could find cards 2, 10, 11, 15, 16, and 18 in the Series 1 packs. But you wouldn't finish the set without moving on to Series 2. Now we have to talk about how this set is awkward. There's a big problem with it. There's no cards 4 and 17. They skipped over these players in the draft, Jim Jackson and Doug Christie. I mean, the card numbering literally just skips. It makes for a very awkward set, honestly. It's because those two players, they didn't sign their contracts in time to be included. But the gaps in numbering, it's a bit bothersome. But then it gets even more messy after that. Skybox then decided, well, we'll release cards DP4 and DP17 in 93-94 Skybox the next year as inserts. Okay, so now you had price guides splitting up the set so that collectors knew where to find the cards, but then collectors are placing these cards where they belong in the previous year. Oh well. Despite this set was all about Shaquille O'Neal, Alonzo Mourning, and Latrell Sprewell. Really nice rookie year cards to have. The photos were close-ups. In my opinion, this worked well when the draft picks cards were part of the base set. You know, those close-up images, it helped distinguish them from the other cards. But for an insert set, I think it makes for a less exciting situation. These cards can be spotted quickly by this rectangle where the player's name is. It's gold, and the gold parallels the gold background on the reverse of the card. And, of course, you have the DP prefix next to the number. The backs are pretty simple. Some information, college statistics, team logo. I actually really like looking at the statistics on this Alonzo Mourning card. I think here you can see a player removing all doubt about his NBA potential in that senior year. I mean, look how the rebounds and the points, they just soar between those final years. Here's his rebounds, 176, 343. Much higher than anything we've seen before. The points, you scan through that, and look at that, 681, 21.3 points per game, compared to the 13.2, 16.5, 15.8. You just see this big jump in numbers. I think it's a really neat card. And before we leave, I'm going to give you one last chance to take a look at the shirt he's wearing. That makes the card worth having right there. All right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.